Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort in Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Jackson and I are out here doing one cast again this morning. It's Wednesday the 20th of September, and it is super quiet out here. We had some rain through the night, not a lot. There's only two boats up here in the trophy area. They're above me. I'm above the narrows several hundred yards. I came up here to fish that little 24 or 22 Adams that I fished yesterday, and there's hardly any activity on the surface. It's really quiet. So I fished the Adams for a little bit, just blind casting, and then there were a few fish coming up, but nothing was really interested. I was going to go ahead and put a zebra midge under a float or something, and I thought, well, I'll throw the hopper for a minute. So I started throwing it along the bluff bank and caught a fish, caught a rainbow. Right over there. He pretty much destroyed, well, I think it was coming apart anyhow, but that hopper caught a lot of fish the last couple of days, so I'm going to retire it. And I'm putting on, I think it's a number 6 stimulator, orange and yellow. Pretty good size. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go along the bluff bank and just blind cast it. I think it's better than, a little more exciting than fishing a zebra midge under a float, although I think I could probably catch some fish doing that. But after catching that fish on the Adams last evening, I'm pretty excited about the prospect of fishing that little fly for fish that are midging, but they got to be more active than they are to really do any good, I think. There's a lot of dew and probably raindrops coming out of the trees and falling in the water, and they kind of look like fish midging, but they're not. Still using 3X tippet. And I caught him about 4 or 5 foot from the bank, I think. But I am throwing out anywhere from 10 to 12 feet off the bank, 15 on inside. Leaving it out there for about 20, 30 seconds, recasting. The stimulator used to be, that and the humpy, now there's a fish that just came up. Used to be my go-to dry. I started using hoppers and they're working a lot better. I know there's a fish that just came up there a second ago, so I'm gonna leave it out there a little longer. Water's moving just a little bit. It's actually sitting high. The level's higher than it normally is by maybe 6 inches. The gravel bar at the Narrows is underwater. Pretty much how I can tell. Short. Like I got a little breeze starting behind me. I may go to that zebra midge. I can't spend a lot of time up here fishing today. Ah. I kind of took yesterday off. So I got to get some things done today. All right, a couple more casts, and then we're going to back off and fish a zebra midge. Maybe catch a fish or two. But I could do this all day. Just run up this bank and just keep hitting spots. It'd take me several hours to get up through here. I thought about starting at the top because I think the top's a little bit better. Fish are a little bit more aggressive up there below Lookout. It's kind of the top and the bottom, just before rebar. Seems like it's some of my better hopper fishing when the water's running. This middle part's usually kind of dead. Oh, terrible cast. Terrible cast. Kind of feel like my rod's a little loose. I'm going to hit this little deal right here, and then we're going to change it up. One more cast after this. Man, I can't seem to throw where I want to today. My arm's still a little tired from yesterday. I fished a long time throwing that fly rod. Okay. I have tied on, I think it's a number 18. It is tiny. Might be a 20, but I think it's an 18. It's a red zebra with a black bead, 7X fluorocarbon tippet float. I'm going to fish it about a little over a foot deep. And I'm down at the top of the narrows. Not to the narrows yet. Another 80 yards or so. Okay. We'll see if I can get something interested in this. Okay, let's see. They're starting to come up a little bit more. Not a lot. So that's why I'm only going to fish at about a foot deep. I'm not in very deep water, probably 3, maybe 4 feet. I'm actually going to turn the boat. Now I'll turn the camera. Head down this way. Although, let me throw over on this side. There's a little bit of a chop on the water over here. It is shallow. It's very, very shallow. My float might be just a tad big. I like a smaller, a little bit smaller float. I think it just had a bite. Because if they're not being aggressive, it won't pull that float under, which I think that's just what happened. You just barely move the float. Plus, I'm fishing such shallow water over on this side that my float makes a pretty good splash when it lands. And I'd rather it not. It'll spook those fish. One just came up over there. See if I can cast over to it. Get a little bit lighter. Yeah, flop. Occasionally that'll attract the fish. They'll say, "Whoa, something dropped in the water. Let's go see what it is." But most of the time they'll split. They will come back. You just have to leave it out there longer than I normally would. There is just a little bit of movement, a little bit of current. Yeah, I really want to fish the other side. I did fish. I didn't turn the camera on, but I fished a little bit bigger zebra. A number 16, or maybe it was a 14. I think it's 16. Black for a little bit. No bites. I even put a scud on. No bites. So this is my last attempt to put on a really small profile fly zebra and see if I can get a touch. I think my float slid a little bit. I want to be fishing. Yeah, maybe it didn't. I'm going to move my float just a little bit deeper. That's what just happened. I saw the fish, two fish, just bolt the other direction when my float landed. One just came up right there. Get off there. Okay. Little activity right over there. That log, that pile of brush over there, always consider that the top of the Narrows, the beginning, if you're heading down. There we go. Cool. No skunk today. Well, I already caught one on a hopper, but grab. Oh, he came off. I think I'll get the net a little closer. That little tiny hook. Ugh. Okay. This is not the most exciting type of fishing. I did not bring any jigs. I usually see quite a few fish when I get to this area of the Narrows, and I'm not seeing any fish. Very odd. A little bit more current through here. I think oh man, I think my float has slipped again, so I'm only fishing about 6 inches deep. I need to get over this little shoal right here. Okay, let's adjust this again. I was a foot deep, still want to be a little deeper. It is so quiet out here. It's a little spooky. Maybe that's why there's no guides. Oh, there's a decent fish. He might have just seen my fly. Kind of turning that way. Oh, he swam on. Water's got a little color to it, probably from the rain last night. Not much. I can still see everything. It's just not super clear like it usually is. Oh wow, I had a fish on. I just never saw the float move. It was a little rainbow. There's some fish working the bank up there. That'd be fun to work. They weren't on the bank when I came up, or I would have stopped. Well, I'm just about ready to call it quits. I probably should have stayed down closer to the resort. I think I would have caught more fish. And just fished a zero midge under a float. Hmm. There's some fish back here on the on the gravel bar that are working a little bit. Well, gotta get some work done. I've stayed out here a lot longer than I'd planned to. Just trying to get something to work, and it's slow. It's just a slow morning. Except for those guys. And they'd be fun to play with right now, but I gotta go. Growl bar's starting to kind of show itself, so water level's dropping a little bit. And my float slipped almost all the way down. Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.